The dark time has come. The earth, in her great dance around the sun, has come inevitably to the solstice, the time of extremes, of distance, of darkness and light. In our hemisphere, we experience this time as one of cold darkness, of shortening days and lengthening nights. The earth is tipping, from our perspective, further and further away from the sun. We wait, but the moment when darkness is greatest is not entirely predictable. The spinning dance of the earth continues, but for one brief instant, when the axis of the earth's rotation crosses the line through the center of our orbit with the sun, the tipping stops. And for a moment, we seem to stand suspended in space, pulsing with potential movement and ongoing life. Then, like a child's top that almost fell over, we are saved by the spin and lifted up again towards the light.
So once again, welcome everyone. It's so good to see people, even as we Zoom. Just a couple reminders and then some additional news. You can enter your personal joys and sorrows in the chat room at any time during the service, and I will summarize them for us all when we get to the joys and sorrows at the end of the service. We continue to offer our gifts to sustain our church and its work in our community. If you want to donate electronically, visit the website at uumeadville.org or mail your church checks directly to the church. And our Share the Plan recipient for December is UU Plan. I'd like to take just a moment to introduce our guests this morning. The first one is familiar Karen Carnahan, who is a member of the Ginger Hill congregation near Slippery Rock and is also a commissioned lay minister. Welcome, Karen, again. And also a big welcome to Terry Sendak, who is the president of the board of directors of the Ginger Hill congregation. She's a lifelong UU member, a visual artist, and a published author, and a practitioner of earth-based religion. Thank you for sharing with us this Sunday.
Today's chalice comes from our hymn book, number 542. It's titled Solstice. Again did the earth shift. Again did the nights grow short and the days long. And the people of the earth were glad and celebrated, each in their own ways.
So as I read our unison affirmation of covenant and mission, please feel free. You should be on mute, so feel free to recite along. Our covenant is to be a loving, joyful community that nurtures spiritual growth, promotes compassion, social responsibility, and service in an atmosphere of mutual respect. Our mission is to be a faith community devoted to love and respect, reason and justice. So again, we will hear our hymn, I think it's been the hymn of our month, Find a Stillness, and feel free to sing along at home as we listen to this beautiful hymn.
Find a stillness, hold a stillness, let the stillness
Now I'd like to do a reading. It's a poem that I wrote. It's called Winter Solstice. As the full moon shines on a winter's night, the snow sparkles crystal bright. Moonbeams dance all around, a million stars sprinkled on the ground. The snow falls gently, crisp and light. It falls to the ground, sparkle white. Snow fairies dance to and fro, the tips of their wings in the moonlight glow. The full moon shines upon the earth. This special night gives new birth. A new year's beginning on this winter solstice night, hopes and dreams, the future bright. The longest night of the year, the snow fairies out, all in good cheer. On a wintry, magical night like this, they silently play in graceful bliss. A touch of a fairy wand creates frozen lace, a masterful work of art in place. Sparkle shining in the moonlight, transform glass-covered trees into magical delight. Shimmering wings glide on the night air, snow fairies dancing without a care. Out in the open, daring and free, nothing more wondrous could there be, until a noise is heard from somewhere remote, transforming to snowflakes, snow fairies float. Like gentle snowfall among the trees, making sure no human eye sees. Their magical dance on a cold winter's eve, they will remain until all humans leave. Then once again they'll swoop and swoon and dance all night in the light of the moon. And as you listen to the homily, please reflect on the following question so that we can think about this and talk about it in our breakout rooms. In the darkness of winter, what do you do to take care of yourself in preparation for the return of the light? So tonight is the night before solstice. Solstice actually happens tomorrow morning, Monday, December 21st at 5:02 a.m. But this time of year, there are many celebrations. In this country, the popular one being Christmas. In earth-based traditions, we celebrate Yule. Yule is celebrated at winter solstice, which is the longest night of the year. So let's take a moment to imagine the cosmic event of Yule. From out of the deepest, darkest night of the year comes a newborn sun, full of promise for the days of greater light and warmth. See the glimmering light, imagine it getting larger, the warmth spreading, the light brightening the world. Know that this light will get longer with each passing day. It is the growing of the light that symbolically reminds us that light comes out of our darkness, that the chaos of our lives, the sadness we sometimes endure, will pass. It is a time to acknowledge our fears and remember that new life emerges from the darkness. It is from our challenges that we grow and evolve. Yule is about promise. It teaches us the lesson of the mythic phoenix that rises out of the ashes of what appears to be complete destruction. It shows us that the continual rebirth of the sun each year is the promise of perpetual energy and the ebb and flow of that energy. Because the new solar light emerges from darkness, we also see that life may be full of seemingly opposite and complementary components, like the glimmer of hope in an otherwise dismal situation. Life is a mix of light and dark. One cannot be without the other. We live in a sphere of duality. The winter solstice reminds us that even on our darkest hour, we can find a spark of light. It is our job to always search for that spark and to help it grow into a blazing sun. Now I'd like to do a meditation. So if you could close your eyes and just visualize. There is darkness, just as there is on winter solstice eve. Embrace that darkness. Appreciate what it has to teach us. Let all of the negative energy you are holding in your heart and head be exhaled as you breathe out. Picture the negative energy leaving your body as you breathe out. Take deep cleansing breaths. Breathe out all that darkness. Once it is gone, luxuriate in the emptiness of where that heaviness had been. Now picture a spark of light, just a dot behind your eyelids. Let that light grow in your mind's eye. Feel the warmth of the light fill you. Let the light completely fill your being with warmth and positive energy. Now picture that light radiating out from your body and spreading. Let the light and positive energy that you have spread to your neighborhood, to your country, to the world. Let the light and warmth and that warm energy wrap the planet in a healing energy. Winter solstice is also a time to focus on what we wish for the year ahead. It is a time for envisioning our dreams and goals, to set intentions, and to make new plans for how we want to move forward in life. Excuse me. Think of the areas in your life you would like to improve or expand on, the changes you may want to make. Whatever changes you want to make, winter solstice is the time to plant the seeds of intent so they can bloom in the coming spring. I personally have a practice of gratitude. Gratitude is so important in life. So I'd like us to take a moment of gratitude. Winter solstice is a time to feel gratitude for all that has been received and accomplished throughout the past year. Let's take a moment. Again, close your eyes and hold in your mind what you're grateful for. The people, the things, the moments you are grateful for. Gratitude raises your vibrational energy, which helps you to feel better. It increases positive energy and helps to attract better, more positive energy into your life. So take a moment to feel and appreciate in your being. Let gratitude fill you up. Make the ritual of gratitude a part of your new year. It is a great way to manifest the positive changes you want for the new year. Today, solstice is a time of transformation. It is a time to let go of the old and rejoice in the new year, the reawakening of the earth. As the light comes back, the earth will come out of its hibernation. Plants and animals will start to feel this energy and prepare to come forth into the world. The winter solstice is a time to acknowledge transformation and to be open to the possibilities that life presents. Celebrate the coming light. Feel inspired to continue on your path or to start a new path. As the plants and animals start to feel the renewal of energy with the growing light, so shall you. So prepare to come forth into the world. Tomorrow, the sun begins its journey back to us. So today, let's celebrate the darkness and welcome back the light. We did ask that everybody have a candle. If you don't, that's okay. I have one for everybody. In celebration, let's light this candle to encourage the light to come back. In traditional winter solstice rituals and celebrations, there were bonfires and dancing and drumming. So let's light our candle to symbolize the bonfire, and then we're going to drum. So here is my candle. Now in my house, we light a candle in the morning and we let it burn all day until it burns itself out. It's good luck, and it's good in celebrating the coming of the light. So if you have a drum or a percussion instrument, you can get that out. We're going to do a short drumming, which I really enjoy. So I have a drum beat, and you can drum along if you'd like. So let me share a screen here so we can have this. Okay. Drumming I love drumming. It's very meditational. All righty. And now Kristen is going to prepare the breakout rooms. So I would like to just read to you the question again so that you have a time to think about that. In the darkness of winter, what do you do to take care of yourself in preparation for the return of the light?
Welcome back, everyone. We will now continue with our joys and sorrows, and thank you so much. We have a number this morning. Deb is offering a joy for her daughter, Chelsea, who has recovered from her bout with COVID. Peggy and Ross are very grateful for all the work of the church staff and board and the lovely little Christmas delivery. If you haven't received one, you will. Thank you all from Peggy and Ross. And she's also lighting a second candle of joy for their new puppy, Ruby. We are smitten, and she is seemingly bonded with us, and we are all learning to grow together. And I can attest that she's a wonderful little squirming, curly-haired bundle of joy. And from Rick Holmgren, joy and appreciation for UU Meadville's contribution to Tamarack wildlife. It says from Rick. I would guess that's probably also, if not from just from Carol. And from Amy, candle of joy for all the musicians I've worked with, and candle of joy for Amy's work with all those musicians. And I would like to light a couple additional candles. First, in concern for everyone we know, and I think we are now at the point where everyone knows someone who is recovering from, suffering from COVID. Of course, always our deep hope and support for full recovery, including a number of members in our own congregation and their families. Corrine and Rich mentioned that their son is recovering as well. And from just whether we know them or not, all those who have lost family members. And in this time of darkness, I have been this year more aware of the power of fear. And certainly COVID has caused us all to face fears. So a candle of joy and light to help us all release our fears and find our joy and find our light. And always gratitude for so many things that so many of us have, and especially here in our UU community. And finally, we symbolically light a candle for all of those joys and sorrows that are so tender that we hold them in our heart without speaking them. So let us take a moment for a little silent reflection on these joys and sorrows that we have heard this morning, for any that you were holding, and for everything unspoken in our own hearts.
Today's chalice extinguishing and closing words come from Kevin Jago. It's entitled Hope Continues. A wisp of smoke rises from an extinguished candle. When the candle dims, the wax almost spent, the light turns amber like a sunset. Still it provides light, still it provides heat. Still it can kindle new flame and pass its glory on and contribute to new illumination when sunsets turn to new days, when seasons transform all. When the candle dims, all is not lost. Hope continues, uncertain and true, like candlelight, ready to spark again. All is not lost. Blessed be. Namaste.
Thank you, everyone, for your participation, however you participated this morning. And we hope that some of you, if not all of you, will stay for a few minutes as we go back into breakout rooms and have a little time to chat with one another. Merry Christmas. Happy solstice.
Happy solstice.
Joyful solstice.